Yo, what's up, everyone? So inside of this video is going to be one of the most important videos, at least as like a good understanding of like anyone on YouTube. We're going to teach you like everything that you'll need to know to really understand the analytics and the back end of your channel. So that way, as soon as something happens, like a video does terrible or a video just does amazing in one sort of category or something, you know exactly where to find those metrics and how to leverage those metrics. And it's really just having a good understanding of like where everything is, where all the metrics are for YouTube. And so inside of here, I'm hopping in one of my channels and I'm just gonna like show you how I would like look at this channel and everything and how to understand the metrics and everything. So first things first, we're in the YouTube studio and this is the dashboard of the main homepage of the YouTube studio. So first things first, you're gonna have like a few analytics on the homepage and nothing like crazy in depth, but there are some very helpful insights as you start to upload more content that are gonna pop up inside of here. You'll see like news, what's new in studio, any updates, because they're always running updates, creator insider. This is like helpful videos, all like they're dropping like fire content inside of here. And it's like super helpful. I recommend you watch every one of their videos that they drop, super insightful and everything. So that's gonna be inside of there. Ideas for you, like it's literally trying to help me go viral inside of here. And like they want me to do better numbers once I started getting results. So, like you'll see like all these different metrics pop up for me. So I'm gonna show you guys how to leverage them. Known YouTube issues, recent subscribers in the bottom right. You can see who subscribed. Oh, cool, someone with 100,000 subscribers subscribed to me within the last 90 days. And then you can see like your latest community posts, and you'll notice I was ignoring this top left section because honestly, I think it's one of the most important sections. So there's a section called your latest upload. And what it does, and I think they added this feature, I want to say like just about a year ago in, and what it does is it ranks your video within the last like 4 hours or however long it's been since it's uploaded compared to other videos that you have uploaded. So what's going to happen is like this video right now is doing insanely well. We've ranked 1 out of 10 out of the last 10 videos for the first 4 hours and 56 minutes. So about the last 5 hours, this is how our last video that we just uploaded is compared to the last 10 videos, which we're doing insane right now. We're 54,000 views in the last 5 hours, whereas like normally we're anywhere from like, let's say 15 to 25,000 views on average. So we're like literally almost like over doubled what's normal. So I love looking at this metric, and just like here's a crazy quick little bonus for you guys. As if you just aim to be like the top 3 consistently with all your videos, your channel is going to be consistently growing. You're going to be making like tons and tons of money in no time, as long as you keep getting the top 3. So anyways, it's going to tell you like how the views are doing for the last 5 hours, how the average view duration is. And that's part of why probably this video is doing so good is I think we made this video a lot more quality. So if the average watch time went up like 20%, which is actually insane compared to the channel average. That's a good amount of growth on a video. Average watch time, this is based off of the views times the average view duration. So I don't usually look at this metric too much. But anyways, so that's super important, always looking at that. And then the overview of the channel analytics. So the last 28 days, this channel we've hit about a little over 13,000 subscribers. Our views has gone up by 33% within the last month. Same with watch time and same with revenue. So that's just like kind of a good general overlay. But now we're gonna hop into the analytics section. I'm gonna break it down for you guys as to like how I look at this stuff. So there's so many analytics inside of YouTube. You could literally spend all day today and tomorrow just finding new analytics that they have inside of the analytics. So there's a lot of BS inside of there, and there's some of this that's like also like super important, and some of it's just like good to know in the back of your head. And like it's just like understanding where each of these metrics are and how to utilize them. So first things first, I would say like the most general like important analytics are your views, which is how many views you've gotten, how many people have watched your video, your watch time, which is in hours inside of here, but it's how long people are watching your videos, your subscribers, how many subscribers you've gained, and the amount of money you've made in the last however long you set the metric. So in the top right corner, you can always change the date, the timeline of the channel. You can go back in time on it, and you can look at like seeing how the channel is done. You can go like custom time frames. Like you can go create like a custom one. Like I want to see the week of like 25th to the 29th, how this channel did. Oh, it wasn't doing too hot. We didn't grow that much. But most of the times I look at the last 28 days. So these are just like the basic analytics. And also if you guys ever don't know what a metric is, YouTube will tell you, you just hover over it and like, look, it just wrote me a paragraph on what your estimated revenue means, which we already know it's like how much money we make within the last whatever time frame. But if you don't know, there's a little explanation when you just hover over any one of these little metrics or anything inside of any part of any of YouTube analytics or anything like that. So you're pretty set up. You'll notice this thing up here where it says looking good, your channel's views are up 62%. This is in beta mode, so this may not show up on your channel. I only started getting this once I started hitting like, I'd say consistently like 1 million views a month or something like that. Then this started popping up. So don't worry about this. This is just like, hey, it kind of gives you some info on what how your channel's doing. But this info really isn't all that valuable. You can just like get the same information by looking at the analytics yourself. And I'd rather you be able to do that. So, and then on the right side, there's this last 48 hours. And this one I love watching. This is like me playing like the stock market, looking at this metric. If I expand it, in the last 60 minutes, this channel hit 14,000 views. And this is every minute. Every single one of these little bars is every minute. So like 8:02 to 8:03 p.m., we hit 231 views. This minute, we've done 80 views, and this is probably going to go up or update a few times. So, and then there's like last 48 hours, and you can see how that's all doing and everything. And then you can go over each specific video, see how you can sort it by last 60 minutes. One video is killing it. It's getting like 5,000 of these 14,000 views in the last hour. And you can really get a good understanding of your channel by simply just looking at the last 48 hours. There's a lot, like, honestly, I would stare at these graphs all day to really have a good understanding of everything inside of my channels. And now I just look at this analytics, and I'm like, oh, this channel's doing pretty good today. It's like, it's got some sort of viral video right now popping off as there's a spike in the views. Whereas yesterday it was kind of like a mellow day. Nothing really crazy happened. And I'm able to like tell if the channel's doing better or worse by literally just looking at this last 48 hours and then comparing it to like the typical views per day, what I'm getting and everything like that. And how the spikes are looking. Like just looking at this alone, it can tell you everything going on with your channel that you would ever need to know after looking at this, like looking at this on multiple channels and studying lots of channels. Like that's the metric of like the value of a stock, basically. Like this is like your lifetime, like how your channel is doing right now. And you can change this like by just tweaking little things on your channel and trying to get that to go up as much as possible. So anyways, there's a lot of little tabs inside of here. There's tons, like I said, you can spend like 2 days just going through figuring out all these metrics. But I'm gonna try to just keep this really brief for you guys, at least in here, so you have a good understanding and I'm not overloading you guys too much. Anyways, here's another one, impressions. This metric in the reach section, impressions. I like looking at this one to see what type of category my channels are in, because impressions, basically you get served impressions based off of like how YouTube enjoys your channel. Like plain and simple, like YouTube ranks your channel based off of how much they enjoy you and your content. And they're going to give you like a score, and that score puts you into different levels as far as like how many impressions you're getting. So if I go into some of my channels, they're like in a completely different level of impressions. Like they're like, let's say 3 times this, but the views are like the click-through rate is like 2%, because the category that I'm put in is way too high for the type of for growth. Like it's very hard to grow at the level that some of my channels are at. And so like honestly, sometimes a brand new channel is better than an old channel that's had videos for like the past like 5 years, because they're put into a different category that's a lot more difficult. They're put in like the harder difficult setting, basically. So anyways, and then based off those impressions and what level it's in, here's this click-through rate. This click-through rate I take with a little bit of a grain of salt, because it's very dependent on where you get your traffic source from. If it's from browse features, like this is actually an insane click-through rate, 7% for browse features. That's actually really good click-through rate. Normally, like most of my channels, I would say like that have aged pretty well, they're around like 3 to 4% click-through rate on average, and they're staying consistent. So if we increase that, the channel is going to grow. If we do less than like 3 or 4% on some of those channels, it's going to do worse. Whereas this channel, it's around like 6 or 7%. If you do better than 7%, I'm assuming that's a pretty good video on this channel with the browse features. Whereas like if it's suggested or YouTube search, you might be playing with different parameters with click-through rates and everything like that. So here's like a funnel of like how the views work on YouTube. They just like use the same analytics and visualize them for you. So how it works is like if you get 40,000 impressions and then 6.9% of people on average click on your videos, that's equivalent of 2.8 million views. And that's how many views that we've had from the impressions served by YouTube, or from the impressions that we've been served. So, and you can even see like how much of this traffic is coming from YouTube, which 95.7% of my traffic from this channel is recommended by YouTube, which means this channel is 100%, like basically 96% organic from YouTube, which is really good. And then those 2.8 million views with 7-minute and 43-second average view duration is equivalent of about 364,000 hours of watch time. So it breaks it all down for you. Hover over anything and it'll tell you like what you need to know. And then it just does more breakdowns. Like it breaks down like each of these individual analytics. You can break down any of these. Like if you ever want to click like see more, you can like go through and just like look at subscription status, revenue source, date, view genders, like geography. You can like look at the average 35, like most people are 18 to 24 years old that watch my channel. There's really like tons and tons of different things. You can look at like translation use, how many times my videos are translated. And most of the time, like only two, like most of my, I need to improve on this is translate my videos more, is what I'm finding. Only 2 people have done it. So maybe I should start setting up some closed captioning for like people in Spanish or something like that for my channel. But the point is like, there's just tons and tons of analytics inside of here that you can just like add, like you can add like most amount of likes on a video. And it's going to rank everything. You can like just, there's so many different metrics inside of here. You can go through and understand them all. The better you understand the metrics of your channel, the better that you understand your channel. But like I said, there's just like way too many analytics for me to just go through in one video. But just hover over any of them if you ever have any questions, or you can always look them up on YouTube as well. So now in here, this metric I really love to look at is average view duration, and understanding like how often on average people are watching my content. So on a 10-minute video, on average, I would hope for people to be at least on there for 6 minutes or longer. So with that in mind, am I hitting that target? Is what I use this one metric for. And the higher this average view duration is, the better. The better that the channel is doing. So you just want to like, this number, average view duration and click-through rate, these are the 2 numbers where if you improve these numbers, they're going to drastically change the results of your channel. So then over in the audience tab, I like this tab because you can actually like see how often, how much people are actually enjoying your content on this tab. And this is something I think is very valuable. And I think it's honestly, it's one of the hidden most important secrets of the YouTube algorithm, I would say. And that is like, how many times will people willing to watch your videos? Because if someone just watches your video once and is disgusted, they're probably not going to want to watch one of your videos ever again. And YouTube's not going to promote you if they're just left super dissatisfied from watching your content. And that's like one of the bad things that for YouTube's case is they don't want people dissatisfied on their platforms. So the higher this number is, the more people enjoy rewatching your content, which if I'm being honest, this number is actually really good. If you can get over about 3 views per viewer and you're uploading at least daily, which this channel we're doing like 2 or 3 uploads a day, it looks like. If you're doing at least daily, like if you can get like 3 views per viewer, you're really going to have people like looping through your content. And that's like that's something that would really like just help your channel take off, is really increasing this number. Giving people a reason to return back, which this isn't something that's like, there's not one thing that I can say is going to increase this. It's just making quality content and having people really trust your brand and knowing that when they click on your thumbnail, they're getting a high quality video, or they're getting like a specific type of video by clicking on your thumbnail. It's building that trust with your following. So, and then like out of this, whatever, like, let's see, 4.2 million views, we only have about 1.1 million unique viewers, which I would say this is our audience. We need to try to figure out how to cater towards these people to increase this unique count. Because then the more that we grow this, the more our audience grows as a whole. And then you'll see like some of these metrics are on like multiple tabs. Another thing that's cool is you can like see the subscriber bell notifications. On this audience tab, you can go through and like, let's see, on average, like 23% of our people have notifications, and we can try to make this number go up, which is really cool that we can see this metric. And this is actually a recent metric that they added onto YouTube. You can see like demographics, like age and gender, top countries, United States, subtitle languages, like the top countries. This is kind of important, so you can see like where your CPMs are, like the more English speaking, like United States, UK, Canada, Australia, and Europe countries, like those are the higher CPM. So you really want to try to target those demographics if you're trying to get like a higher CPM. So then the revenue tab, this just does like a breakdown of revenue. your estimated revenue, and then this is the amount of times that my views were monetized. So out of 4.2 million views, only 2.3 million of my views were monetized. And the reason for that is because you'll notice when we look at our audience, only like 50% of my audience is from the US. It's because in a lot of other countries, like let's say a lot of African countries and South American countries and stuff like that, they're actually, YouTube doesn't have any agreement in place to run ads on videos in those countries. So out of my 4.2 million views, we're missing out on like, I don't know, like 2 million views that aren't like, that are either people using an ad blocker, people living in one of these countries that aren't monetizable, or some other weird scenario where maybe like an ad just for some reason didn't play on their video because YouTube deemed them unnecessary to play an ad or something. So that's something definitely to look at. But anyways, how this estimated revenue is created is what it does is it multiplies this 2.3 multiplied by the playback based CPM, $6.16, and then multiply these two numbers by 0.55, which is your cut that you're getting paid by YouTube, because YouTube actually takes a 45% cut. But don't worry about those numbers by any way, shape, or form. This is they do it all for you, the math. So if you multiply 2.3 times and then divide this by 1,000, multiply it by 6.16, and then times 0.55, you're going to get $11,483 and some change. And then there's probably like maybe like, so actually it's 10,344, and then actually 1,000 of it was YouTube Premium revenue, which is actually a different revenue source than ads and everything like that. So you add those two numbers together, actually, and you get this one. So yeah. But anyways, that's the the revenue section. Like you can see more on any of these. You can go through the breakdown of like the month to month, how much you made and everything. Top earning videos, like ad types. Most of the times we got skippable video ads, not that many non-skippable video ads. Maybe if we increase some of these, we can get the CPMs up and everything like that. So you just like, there's a lot of analytics. It's basically like YouTube is really very much so, they've created like a tool for you to utilize, and you just gotta like really try to figure out the right times when to use the right tools. Cause like some of these analytics is kind of like maybe like this analytic is kind of like a hammer in your tool set, whereas like this is like maybe like a bandsaw or something like that, where it's just like it has its own function, but it really like goes like it has its own like specific purpose and it's like use to help you really like try to figure out what's going on with your channel and helping you grow it. And there's gonna be a lot of things that YouTube's gonna add in the future, but as of right now, they have way more than enough information by far to help anyone, whether they're new or have been doing YouTube for 10 years, they're going to help you understand what's going on inside of your channel and basically figure out what's working and being able to create viral content based off of understanding what's going on with your videos and your content and everything. So I kind of really went through this a little bit quickly. Like I said, there's a lot of parts. If you have any questions, I've said this like 10 times in this video, but I want to say it one more time just so you guys know, if you have any questions, just hover over it and YouTube will give you a little bit of insight. But other than that, just get like really good understanding of how to utilize your analytics. So that way, when you start uploading content, you know exactly what you need to fix to get your videos the most views as soon as possible. So anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.